You're listening to The Traditional Millennial with Brittany Dottie, where conventional meets contemporary and faith fills the gap.
I could be friends with a married woman.
Okay.
But I could. But he won't let her.
Why would you want to be?
Because I'm just a friendly guy. I don't want nothing from you.
Why not?
Why not?
Okay, I have a
and I'm probably the best one to be.
I have a thought. Okay.
I'm probably the best friend to be because I don't want nothing from you. He should welcome you to go with me.
No.
Then somebody he don't know.
No.
I'm saying I took her to her birthday.
You ain't going no. Okay, come on. Go ahead.
I about lost my thought.
Lord have mercy. See that? So can a woman have?
Here's the
male friend?
Here's the thing. I don't completely agree with what Steve Harvey said, because in relationships, like if I'm with a man, and he has female friends or whatever, that's okay. That's fine. I mean, they were your friends before I got there. If we're just dating, even if we're in a relationship, but that can only go so far. Like, you're not gonna be sitting up on the phone with this woman all the time. Like, she ain't gonna call you at, I don't know, I shouldn't be around you at 2:00 in the morning, but you know, if we so happen to be somewhere and she calls you all times of night and you know, and y'all going places and stuff all the time, this is just me. I'm not an insecure person. I'm not intimidated or threatened by anybody. But here's the thing. I think it's a respect thing. Mm-hmm. If I was a female friend to a man, I would not let myself cross certain boundaries with that man.
Right. Because
he's in a relationship with the woman, and I don't want her to feel like or perceive that I am coming after her man in any type of way. When we get married, though, I'm your best friend, boo. Mm-hmm. You don't have another best friend. Mm-hmm. That's how it ought to be. Mm-hmm. If it goes back to even being one with the person. If we have gotten to know each other to the point that I feel like we are on one accord, we got the same goal, we got the same destination, then I should be your best friend. Mm-hmm. You going out of town with another woman? No. Are you out of your mind? Like, but some people think that is okay. That is not okay. I'm your best friend. I'm your best. What you cannot find in me, I would hope that you cannot find it in another woman. If you can, then that's a problem. We got a problem in our relationship, and that ain't gonna work. So no, Cliff, I ain't going shopping with you if I'm married to another man. No.
Do you have one best friend?
I do.
Just one?
Well, best friend. I have I would say, two best friends. Then I have friends, but none of them are males.
Right.
I have friends that are males. Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
And I had a friend that was a male. He passed away, but he was like a brother to me. But even with him though, even when he was living, I was in relationships and stuff. It was just, I don't know. I can't avail myself to a person like that if I'm with somebody, because I don't ever want somebody else to feel uncomfortable about anything. And you might be completely okay with me doing this, but a part of me won't let me do it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just a respect thing to me. And I just don't want things to get weird.
This has actually been issues in my past relationship because I did have a male best friend, and that definitely was an issue. And I think it was just a comfortability because they knew me, right? And it could become a problem because you're giving that person emotional capacity in your life, and you need to be giving it to your partner. That's it. So I think it's nothing wrong with having friends.
Right.
If you know their intent, you discern, that, okay, this is just us being friends. But even like you said, there are boundaries or whatever. But if that person is giving you emotional attention that your partner is not giving, you, that is an issue. And that needs to be addressed. And this so-called male friend best friend I have, we're no longer friends. I had to cut that off. You know, because there was some other things going on. Not that he wanted me, but it was just some codependency stuff. Like, and even jealousy. Like, amongst that, like, people don't want to see you doing better than what they've known you to do. I had known this guy since middle school. You know, when I started getting my stuff together and thinking for myself, oh, it's a problem. Because he wanted to be the one to help, you know, because he has a complex, Superman complex. But, it depends. I'm not against it, but I know some men that definitely are. And men know other men.
Right.
You know, are
just
you
like
in
we know other women.
Right, and you have to be willing to trust your man when he says, hey, that ain't your friend. You know, but nowadays, and I know this has been a discussion about men protecting women and women actually listening to men. A lot of times women don't feel like they want to be controlled, right? Controls is such a trigger word, but when a guy is telling you, sometimes it's not that he's jealous or insecure. He knows, you know. But like I said, that goes back into knowing the dynamics, knowing the person, having discernment or whatever, and just listening and honoring your partner. Right. You know, if this is something you really want, you know, or what are you willing to sacrifice for that? So.
What, Dre?
Are you ready for my perspective?
Yes. What's your perspective?
So for me, I have 2 female best friends that have been my friends for a long time, right? So I feel that having healthy friendships with the opposite sex can help you out in relationships. Because for me, my female friends, they support me, they pour into me. They kind of set a bar to where when I'm dating someone, that person's their inadequacies will show up very quickly because I have healthy relationships, platonic relationships with women in that way. So when I'm dating somebody,
you compare them to your friends?
Absolutely.
Your best friends?
But not in the ways of
how? Yeah, tell me how you compare them to your best friends.
Communication. With my female friends, we communicate very well. So if I'm dating someone, I don't say to myself oh well, you don't communicate like my best friend. But if you're nowhere in the ballpark, it's a problem. Okay. And especially on the support side, if you say you so-called interested in me and you don't support me, like what you were saying earlier about the whole thing of rooting for someone. Yeah, if I've dated women that didn't support me. They say they like me, but then anything I got going with my business or just anything outside of them, it was just dismissed. Yeah. Meanwhile, I got this female friend. She's showing up for every event, anything I'm doing. She's showing up. So I think that same for women. If you have a healthy platonic relationship with men, I think it can help in dating. Because the thing about it, when we say, which I respect, when we say, if I'm with you, I need to be your best friend. All these things sound great. But the problem with those things, when we get to cutting certain things off so fast, it kind of makes it easy to be lackadaisical on some things.
Well, I said married, though. I'm your best friend.
Yeah. But some people they say, well, as soon as you start dating someone, all your same-sex friends need to be cut off.
Yeah, no.
But that's what's going to happen.
That's the wrong approach.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Eventually.
You're not going to have them female friends no more. Because you're supposed to, whatever your wife want or like or whatever, you're supposed to cleave to her. Okay. So if these friends are not friends with her, it's really a no-no.
Really a no-no.
That part I understand.
Now, just like
that part I understand.
Somebody said we had friends for a long time, one of y'all. And then you get married. Baby, this is my best friend. Now, if he don't ever bring that best friend, okay, I just went through this. I was friends with this girl like her brother. She don't have no relatives here. I was her brother, her and her daughter. They joined our church. We became good friends. I let her know in the beginning, I'm going to be your big brother. Okay? So if you got anything else in your mind, it's not going that way. So let's do this now. Because if you are interested like that, let's go on and correct that. And so we could be friends, you know. So we friends. When she started dating this dude, I became his friend. Everything's great. We all going out to eat, going to the movies. We just having a good time. He ain't never seen me come at his girlfriend. He ain't never heard me say nothing out of the way to her. You know, when he wasn't there, I was helping her do everything she needed. So when they said they was going to get mad, I said, thank God. Because now I ain't got to do all this running. It's your job, you know.
Right.
But I wasn't showing her often that I'm going my way. That's my sister. So if you don't do it, I'm still going to come do it. Mm-hmm. You know. Now, we're friends too, right? Mm-hmm. Soon as they get married, you can't be hanging with Cliff like that all the time. Why not?
Hanging with you how, and when you say all the time, what did that mean?
We go to church together. Well, so I don't go nowhere, remember?
Right, so he was talking about a church?
He talking about, like, okay, on her birthday, he had the flu. So I took her to dinner. For her birthday, her big brother took her to dinner in the daytime, lunch, and took her back home.
Did she ask her husband before she did
yes.
that?
I'm sitting home with my
He knew it.
Flu.
Actually, she called
I'm taking
me.
care of my husband with the flu.
Not with me.
I know it fits but well,
and look,
how you gonna
I
get
didn't
me out
look.
the house though?
And this my thing. I don't have to do nothing. I ain't rushing to do nothing for nobody. I love being at home. Don't call me to do nothing. I love you. This is how I am. But if you need me, I'm coming.
I don't know your friend from Adam, so this is all hypothetical to me when I ask the question.
Yes.
Did she need to go to dinner with you? Was that a necessity?
It was her birthday.
Was that a necessity?
She wanted to do something.
Doing something on your birthday is a luxury. Like that's not like.
Well, I mean, but come on now.
Yeah, it's always
for any and everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what's the problem?
No. But I'm saying, is it a necessity though? Well, like, did she have to go to dinner?
All the things necessary is breathing.
Right. No celebration for anything is a necessity ever.
Celebrating the birth and the resurrection of Christ is absolutely necessary.
Well, I'm just saying
that. But I'm talking about this particular situation. Did she have to go? Because I mean, there are things that we have to do, and then there are things that we want to do. Let's be real.
Okay.
So did she have to go?
She don't have to do nothing.
Did he not want her to go?
No, he did not care about her going.
Well, then what was the problem?
The problem is he wasn't being real. The whole time since I met him. See what I'm saying? The mask started coming off when he got married.
He wanted to keep her, so he knew he had to keep you around.
Right. So when he got her,
I got you.
He was ready to toss me on the way. Now I got her now.
Yeah.
You know? But now, you can't just do that to a person. I mean, she have invested time with this person. She got a bond with this person. Not just because she with you, you want her to cut all her friends off and just sit in the house with you? And you about 20 years older than her? Mm. This is a still young, vibrant girl. You can't just throw her in a cage now. Which they should have thought about in the beginning.
I brought this question though. Huh? I love that I brought this question up. So I'll share another quick story similar to your experience. This was probably about 6-7 years ago. I was in a relationship at the time. So one of my best female friends from high school, she took me to lunch for my birthday. Mm-hmm. There was another young lady that was in the restaurant. She knew me from my girl at the time. So she decides to come over and she was like, oh, where's so-and-so? I said, oh, she's at home. This is my best friend. This is my birthday. So she took me out to lunch. Her face turned red. But the way she came at me, it was very it was messy. It was messy. But it was very telling of like the assumptions that people automatically put on you. That's why I personally think having male or female friends, I think it should be something that's permitted, because not having that is weird to me. Because if I meet a young lady, why don't you have any male friends? And then,
ooh, Dre.
a lot of times, like I said, I feel like having a person to talk to about relationships, someone that's not trying to court you, can give you information to go off of.
About relationships,
Absolutely.
about your relationship. Or
A relationship
both?
in general, yeah. And then somebody to tell you was wrong.
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. Can you not have that in a male friend? Your male friends don't tell you when you're wrong? Because my female friends do, so I don't know.
But they're not a woman, so it doesn't hold weight. Like my best female friend, when I talk to her about my relationships, she could tell me exactly where you went wrong, because from a woman's standpoint, this is probably, she's probably looking at it. So Dre, you was wrong. This is why you were wrong. And from a woman, it hit different because she's able to explain it.
You don't want somebody telling you something that think like you.
Well,
you need somebody that's gonna think like who you're dealing with. A woman. You know, men and women think different. You do know that.
Of course. But I feel like certain things, there's just a generally acceptable way to handle them. Like I don't think there's a gender, and maybe that's my thinking. I think there's an objective way to think about certain things without you even involving your sex, just in general. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but
that's only because you're logical.
Okay, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's why I'm not friends, because I'm too logical. But okay, and maybe that's what it is, because I just, again, there's a certain way to make sense of things that works for a man, that works for a woman, and you apply that, and boom, it's like magic. It just works. Okay, but maybe everybody doesn't think like that. Right. So for the people who don't think like that, y'all are saying they gotta have a friend of the opposite sex in order for them to understand how to approach a woman or how to approach a man.
I think it's helpful. And then,
is it necessary?
It's not necessary.
But you said it was weird.
Yeah. So because this is why it's weird for me. If I'm dating a woman, if you don't have any male friends, so your interactions with all men led to them courting you or dating. Outside of that, you don't have any interaction with men other than family. Right.
Okay, and I get that. But what if your male friends aren't logical? Because I'm going to say this, and I have male friends, right? And some of their advice I'm not taking.
That's
you know
fine.
What I'm saying?
That's fine.
Like, I don't feel like, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it may not just be, and I feel like, okay, maybe my perspective on this is probably going to be the best perspective. So what, do you take all of the, so how do you know when to draw the line, or how do you even know what will work for your best friend will work for the woman that you're dating?
Right. So for me, I can have conversations and take what I need to take out of it. It's not always just like them giving me exact advice.
Yeah.
It might be just a conversation. I walk away with that with questions for self, and I can go reflect on that and come up with whatever solution I need.
Yeah, you use what works.
Yeah.
With what anybody say, because ultimately, in the end, it's your decision to make, whatever somebody said to you or whatever. And I don't take men's advice much, because you know what I'm saying.
Same.
I'll take a woman's advice before I take a man's advice.
What men are y'all talking to?
Man in general. What man? I ain't talking about my daddy, who was a pastor.
Right.
I ain't talking about your daddy,
my dad's on the guy
who's a
take advice
pastor.
from.
I'm talking about friends that ain't even in the church, maybe. You got friends that ain't saved now. We all got friends that ain't saved, I guess.
Well, yeah.
But I'm saying, some men are just ignorant in their thinking. and they only think one way.
So you wouldn't even ask them for advice, is what you're saying. You wouldn't even approach them.
Especially to your friends, you already know how they think.
Right, but okay. So what? So you would take a woman's advice over a man's advice
about a woman.
About a woman. Okay. About a woman.
Mm-hmm. Cause a woman know a woman. And ain't too much difference in none of us really, but how we handle things.
Our hormones just a little different.
Yeah.
Just built a little different.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, on the inside, we ain't no different.
Right.
And I'll also add that I feel like having female friends, it adds to my character. Because I'm very proud to have women around me that I can protect, that I don't want nothing from them. Like, I feel like that's a component to a man, honestly.
Yeah, and I was raised with them. My play sisters and everything, raised with them, and they taught me how to be a gentleman. They taught me when we get to the gas station, them girls didn't get out the car. They sit there. I knew to get out and get the gas. I knew to open the door for them when we went places. I knew that. That's because they was there to show me that, to teach me that. You know what I'm saying? Your mama teaches stuff. But when you're around women, you know how to treat women. Because they'll show you. If they some women, I ain't talking about girls. I'm talking about ladies that's respectful. It's a lot of that ain't though.
All night, so I'm not going. Like I be full of questions. But
I see the wheels turning over there.
This is okay. We'll have to talk about this some other time because I have.
But that don't work for you.
No, well, no. I'm not saying it doesn't work for me. Like if I'm with somebody in a relationship dating, you know that I don't want you to cut your community off. Like this is your village. Like that's cool. I just it's just bound. Some people just don't know how to draw the line. They don't know where to draw the line. But I think that's where communication again comes into play. And I feel like too, if you have an open, honest relationship with the person that you're with, that makes things better. And when you said that about the girl that approached you, and then how you said your girl was at home and like she was just my best friend or whatever, that's different. Like if I can say, like if somebody were to call me, I'm at home and my man is out with his best friend, and somebody were to call me and say, "Hey, girl, I just saw," and I want to be able to say, "I know." Right. Goodbye.
You want to be able to say that.
Do something else with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know that though, and I think it goes back to discernment. You know when a woman is up to no good. You know when a man is up to no good, especially if you are able to discern the spirit that they're operating in. You know, like it'd be different if I wasn't sure. If I'm not sure, you're going to have to let me get sure. And then when I am sure, we can work this out however we're going to work it out. Keep doing your thing. But if I cannot determine or ascertain exactly what's happening there, then and something doesn't feel right, then maybe it's not right. You know, but I think that's when you got to be honest with yourself, and then the person that you're with just has to be honest with you. If y'all tried to date back in the day, just tell me y'all tried to date, you know, and now y'all are best friends. I'm still going to be a little weird, you know, at first. I mean, you got to kind of work that out, but because I need to know that you know her intention for you, you know, and if you know her intention and I can discern her intention, then we're good. But I need to know all of this stuff, you know.
And all this stuff need to be out before you get married.
Absolutely. Now, so let me ask y'all this. How do y'all feel when we talking about best friends and female friends and all of this stuff? Some people are best friends with their exes. And when I say exes, I mean people they've like slept with, been with, like dated for a long time. Like, how do y'all feel about that? Like those type of best friend or friend relationships?
I don't go for those. I'm sorry. I ain't even friends with my exes. I don't want your ex to be your friend. No, ma'am. Okay. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. That can't be your best friend. A best friend is somebody you done known for a long time.
And not in a romantic way.
Not in no romantic way.
I think it just depends.
Now, if y'all did something when y'all was young or whatever, when y'all was kids or whatever, fine.
When you were 14? Fine. What's kids' age? When y'all were kids. What do you mean? What's the age?
When y'all was What they is this rated R? What's this we was doing?
Vakesia.
I would say it depends because I have been friends with exes.
When we say friends, what's the depth of this friendship?
I mean, we have talks. We discuss our lives with each other.
Did y'all have sex? That's what she going.
No. I'm talking about like the after they've done all this.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
So that would be that.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there are some that we already know what the intent is. They still want to be with you. So
Yeah, that's the scary thing.
you
right
know,
there.
so I'm very aware of
Okay.
who those people are or whatever. But it depends. The best friend I had to cut off, that was our history or whatever. But we were really just friends at that point. But like I said, there were some other things in play. He actually had gotten married. And I'm like, hold on, you calling me too much. Like, you shouldn't still, we can't keep this same dynamic. You married now. What is going on? So, yeah.
All right.
What's up, Brittany?
We done milked that cow.
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted y'all's perspective on that.
Thank you, brother.
I got you.
We got some understanding in the house.
We do. I do.
round.
Well, I still have questions.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway,
But you know, you're a
right.
prey case.
I'm a very
you're a prey case.
inquisitive person.
We're gonna pray.
We're gonna get to the meat of all of it now. I don't know. Like just different strokes for different folks, I guess.
That's it.
It is. The whole ex thing though.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that one.
I'm not a fan of
me,
that. I'm not a fan of that. Simply because I'm not a fan of that. I don't have anything against, most of my exes or whatever. We don't talk all the time. Like, I don't have anything like that. Like, if I see you in the grocery store and we talk for like 8 minutes and I, ask how you're doing, ask how I'm doing, that's cool. I don't have anything against you. Now, a couple of them, I'm just like, no, because your intentions are like you. It kind of the same with with that similar situation that you had. You married and you don't call me, ask me for advice. I have nothing for you. I don't know what to tell you. You figure that out with your wife. But when you know a person's intentions, though, you have to cut it off at the pass and just make sure that you don't implicate yourself in something that can get really messy.
I totally agree.
And so I'm not necessarily friends with any of my exes. I can talk to you if they need, like they call me and say, "Hey, Brittany, do you know a good doctor for this?" I got you, whatever. But beyond that, that can get kind of tricky because you don't know where people's hearts are. That's the thing, and I don't really feel like you should even be. I feel like you said something earlier though when you said that about being emotionally available to someone in a certain capacity. I feel like if you are holding on to someone in that place that you've been with before, is it not going to be hard for you to develop that with somebody else that you had, because this didn't work with that person like that? So now, can you not? How can you not try to develop this with someone that is in your life now, like versus feeding that relationship, entertaining this, nurturing this one, cultivating this with this person that you once knew? Is it going to be hard for you to get really, really, really get to know somebody now in the space that you once had this person in? Like, does that not get convoluted?
But it goes to your boundaries. Right. You got to set the boundaries.
I agree.
What you do, with this friend.
No, I'm saying this is your ex.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to know where the line is with your ex. You understand? I wouldn't call my ex about my present.
Would you call your ex about just to talk, just to chit chat? And
I have nothing to say to him.
Okay,
What's there to talk about?
Right.
We can talk about God.
He can't be friends with them.
Okay,
Mr. Friendly.
Right. That's where you draw the line, huh?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't do the ex thing, friends, because first of all, well, this is in the past, so maybe I've changed a little bit. I don't want to see you happy.
Ooh, that is not of God.
Because if we exes, if you an ex, it's because of something you did.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, that's how it's been in my relationships.
It's always been the other person.
Every time.
It's always been the other person.
Every
Ooh,
time.
Cliff.
I promise to God. I promise to God. I promise to God.
It's never been you. So
never been
Are
me.
you telling me you've not grown as a person? Because I would assume when a person tells me that everybody in their past has been the problem, you've not been the problem. That means you haven't grown past the person you were back then.
The problem we broke up was what you did.
Okay, so you talking about like infidelity and stuff?
And that's the main thing.
Oh well, then that's different. Like
so,
maybe I'm not a cheater, so I don't think I make.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to live safe and the other person not, but you're dating.
Well, whose fault was that?
And then whose fault?
Ultimately, whose fault?
When
was
you
it?
first got together, you wasn't saved.
Neither one of you.
Neither one was saved.
Okay.
So that's how I had a baby out of wedlock. So. Okay. I decided to say, okay, we got to stop doing all this until we decide we're going to get married. Okay, when I stopped having sex, she found somebody to have sex.
But did you not know that's what she did, that she didn't want that? Did she express to you, look, I'm not in that place. I want to get on down. You don't. Did she tell you that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Communication. I was young, too. This is in the 90s.
So do you not feel like you showed her some of that responsibility in that relationship?
No, because the relationship was good until I decided to go with Christ and not her like that.
So you should have cut it off then. Why didn't you?
Well, because we was going to church together. I thought she was going to be riding with me on that. That's what I said. You don't know.
It was giving her grace, like you said earlier. If that person's not quite there yet, you don't cut them off. You be patient with them.
You especially because you're excited now about being different. But
that still falls. That does not solely fall. Let me tell y'all something. Listen. This is just my thought process now. I could be totally wrong, but people tend to always look at another person not doing what they were expecting or they wanted at the time in their life, and then you want to blame that person for you being somewhere different than them and you not cutting it off. So that part of that responsibility is on you. So maybe at the time when you said, I mean, and I know we're young. We're young and we do things. And that's what I'm talking about as far as growth goes. You probably wouldn't do that now. You probably wouldn't hang on and stay there now. But back then you did. And so then you got hurt because you were expecting something from a person that was not where you were. You should have just let it go.
Okay. But we're young. And communication was bad. Now, what she should have said when I made the decision to talk to her about it, she should have said, if she wasn't there, well, baby, I can't do that.
What did she say?
Okay.
Maybe she did think she could do it.
Maybe she did.
Right? Maybe so.
Maybe she did.
So therefore, I was patient. I was trying to.
So don't blame this woman now. Because
everything was still going fine until I found out that she was sleeping with somebody else.
Oh.
See what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Was she giving you signals that she wanted to have sex?
She was.
Did you sense? You know you can feel sexual tension.
Yes,
you can feel it.
I failed a couple of times.
You should have known she wasn't ready, Cliff. She wasn't ready.
Maybe I wasn't either.
Just because she's struggling doesn't mean she's not ready.
Yeah, I mean you don't get saved and then you just.
She wasn't ready, Dre. She was foolish. I'm just saying, like.
I still failed too.
Well, then hold on, Cliff.
What I'm saying is, when you get saved,
who did you fall with her or you fell with
her? I'm saying I still slept with her when she did, come over and we're just hanging out or whatever. You're gonna make a mistake when you're a babe in Christ. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not going to. What I'm saying is at some point in time, you have to understand maybe you shoulder some of the responsibility for things not working out. Like it's not more.
I could say that. I could say that if there were other problems.
Sex was the only problem. Her infidelity was the only problem.
The only time we stopped being that close, the relationship was good. When I said that, she just decided to do something else, but still didn't let me know that.
Okay,
like men do.
Her dishonesty was wrong.
Like men do. Like men do.
Here's the
I'm saying?
The face. The face.
Like men do all the time. You don't know until you find out.
Ooh, I have a perspective.
But is that not true? Women?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I
You
mean,
know, I'm telling you. You know when something is not right.
you can know that.
You know when something is not right.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you want to see it or not. And I think that kind of goes back to the whole introducing like sex and just like stuff that complicates stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps you from seeing stuff that may not always be obvious to you, but you know when something is off with a person if you're paying attention. Now, if y'all doing y'all's own thing or whatever, and ain't nobody really in tune with the other person, then you're gonna miss stuff because you're not looking for stuff. But if you are paying attention, you know when something isn't right.
That's true.
So you don't have to wait till you find somebody. Okay, I've been cheated on before, right? But I knew someone was not going right. I knew something was off. I didn't know the details. You know, you don't know the ins and outs of a situation. You don't know the who, you don't know the where, you don't know the how, but you do know that this person is not being honest with you. You don't know how they're not being honest with you until you actually catch them in the act. But the whole time you knew, you just might not have wanted to accept it. You were too comfortable. It was convenient for you. It felt good at the time. You were with them for the wrong reason. Whatever the case may be, you know something is off. You knew that one was
I'll say this. Let me say this. I'll first say this. Women cheat better than men.
We do a lot of stuff better than y'all.
You would never know that a woman is cheating.
I disagree.
Because you're a woman. You're
No.
You don't know, because women know how to still do all her stuff and still around the corner.
I agree.
You don't tell me, a man, you say, wait a minute, what? We give ourselves away all the time.
Women are deceptive and very manipulative.
Yes,
and
y'all
I absolutely
sneaky.
agree.
Yes.
We're sneaky, but okay, let me say this. From where I am sitting right now, as a person, right now, me at 37 years old, sitting on this couch, sitting in here at Ferocious Production Studios right now, as a person of faith, you can't get anything past the person of faith. I do not. If you are really in tune with what you're supposed to be in tune with, I'm saying that right now. But people do things that clue you into stuff all the time. Even if you are not sure, like if you out here living your best life, like me 10 years ago, out here maybe 12, 13, I don't know, doing my own thing. I still knew I wasn't worried trying to rely on the spirit to show me anything. I'm just out here living. I still knew when something was wrong. A man still not, like, even with men, like me, a man will ask you stuff that you like, well, why are they asking me that? But then a woman, of course, we can fix stuff up really, really well, and we can make it look really, really good and make you believe that we're telling the truth. But I just believe that something inside of you says, because something made you ask me that. Something made you want to know whatever it was that you wanted to know. We just ignore stuff like that, and we don't really lean into it. And when you don't lean into it, then something happens, and this woman has cheated on you, and you looking crazy. Like, I didn't even know. You might not have knew what she was doing, but you knew something was off. I just think y'all ignore it. I do. I think y'all know, and we just tend to like go hard about it. Like we gonna keep asking,
y'all ignore
pressure.
Women ignore a lot too.
We ignore stuff too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and then y'all really have a lot of patience with men that men do not have patience with y'all with.
Yeah.
So, like that situation, I did not see something wrong because I didn't think anything was gonna be like. She was not showing me that. I'm just saying how slick y'all are. See, you don't want to say it because
No,
you're a
I
woman.
already did. I said
Y'all
we're very
slick.
manipulative and deceptive.
Y'all know how to keep that same persona and everything. Keep everything going, but you're still doing your thing. How I found out? She called me on the phone from her job. And when I picked up the phone, the Spirit of the Lord said, she been cheating on you.
He told you that before.
Soon, I didn't even say hello. I said, "You been cheating on me." She bust out crying. That was it. I don't give second and third chances, and I was holding on, But now I can't do it. Now that I know that's what you want, and I cannot provide that for you. When I first did this thing, I said, if I can't provide for you, then I don't need to be fooling with you. If I can't, be there and be what I'm supposed to be, I am not gonna fool with you. So by her doing that takes me out the equation for me. Because what he doing to you, I just said I'm not going to do until we get married. So what was I supposed to do? Do what I did. Cut it on off, right?
Right. I just feel, I don't know. I just feel like people give us signs. We just ignore the signs.
That's certainly true.
And men
Parents do that.
I mean, my males that I've talked to, male friends, they would say, I knew something was off. I just didn't know. I mean, like, I've heard men say that, so I can't. That's why if a one man, maybe we're all different people, of course. Mm-hmm. We're all different. We all see stuff differently. But I do believe that it's not a male or female thing. I just think it's what we choose as people, as human beings, to ignore and to acknowledge. Mm-hmm. And I just think sometimes we just don't want to accept stuff.
I mean, but that's totally... That's the truth.
Well, I mean, I thought it was when I said it.
But in my case, it wasn't.
Okay.
I totally agree with you, because there's some things, in my life I didn't want to believe. Mm-hmm. But it was there anyway.
It was there.
People do that all the time. Parents don't want to believe that their child is something.
Bad.
One way.
Terrible.
Or other way.
Menace.
But it's there.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you ignore it. It ain't like it's just going to vanish and go away. So, all right.
Okay. Well, I got one more for y'all just to kind of give some advice to people. How do you protect your heart in dating? How do you do that?
So at the age I am now, I look at it a lot different. I think that you have to be just totally open. You can't even worry about protecting your heart, because you'll be disingenuous with how you date, how you show up, because you're always thinking about, I'm trying to protect myself. Try to be totally open and say, hey, here's my heart in totality. If it gets broken, cool. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
I believe T.D. Jakes did a sermon a few years ago about, I think it was called Heart, something about the heart. And he was talking about how you protect your heart. And by us, I think what he said, and it made a lot of sense, is you can't worry about someone breaking your heart when you have something along the lines of, well, you have access to the heart fixer. We're always trying to protect ourselves, but we have a protector. We're trying to fix things ourselves when we have that in God. And I forget how exactly he said it, but it was along those lines. Mm-hmm. And when you know that, whatever may happen to you, it can be fixed. That's not going to be the end of you. You operate differently. You're not fearful. You're not going to do those things.
So that means I can shoot my shot. I'm going to be okay. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that does mean it. You're not going to die. You're not going to die, Brittany. But, yeah, that's my take on that.
Well, since you're humming, you're thinking, I'll just, I always think about this scripture. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart with all diligence, because from it flows the springs of life. So when I think about protecting my heart in dating, I do feel like there's a certain level of guardianship that I have over my spirit, mm-hmm. over my mind, my soul. There is a certain stewardship that I have to operate with. And so I just think to protect your heart in dating, I think it's important to know that your heart is going to determine what lives or dies in your life. And so you have to be a watchman and the gatekeeper for that. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like if you just shouldn't when you're dating people, I don't feel like you should lay your soul bare before a person that's going to leave you naked. So, and it's important not to give yourself to people who will leave you like that. And there is, it's a, yes, you want to be vulnerable, you want to put yourself out there, but I think there is a way to even do that with certain people. Not giving too much of yourself too fast, or there are certain things that you can do that you need to disclose to a person, or certain things that you need to say, and certain things, ways that you need to be. But I think that you have to be cautious in that, and you have to be you have to just go about that with discretion. And I think too, honesty is something that you do in relationships to protect your heart. We got to start being honest about stuff that we see. It's just like if I were to take a selfie, if I were to put the camera up in front of my face right now, if I see something that I like, I'm going to hit the capture button on my phone. But then I turn it around and it doesn't look like I want it to look. I'm going to erase it. I'm going to start over. I think we have to be willing to do that. I think some people hold on to stuff too long because they don't want to see the picture for what it is. And even they don't even take themselves out of the frame sometimes to see what they are really looking at. And you do that with people in dating, and you continue on in something that eventually hurts you because you ignore what you should have seen, in the beginning. And so I think, just being honest and then applying wisdom and biblical wisdom at that.
I think if we would just learn to do things God's way.
Yes, sir.
Says in all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. We don't acknowledge Christ even in our relationships. Like, who should we? Like, when I meet people, I say, okay, what am I to give them, or what are they to give me? Who's here to serve who? Because you're not meeting people just to be meeting them. There's a word, there's something that God wants you to do, or who's blessing who in this moment? You know what I'm saying? God has sent you to me, or he sent me to you. Even this right here, this was God sent. But what I'm saying is, it's hard to guard your heart, because we're so freely giving people, freely loving people. You don't only get your heart broken by who you in a relationship with. Family break your heart. Friends break your heart. It's because we put too much trust in people. He said, trust no man. There's another thing he told us to do we ain't doing. We want to trust everybody with our heart. Because you think, because you ain't going to hurt them, they ain't going to hurt you. Cannot live like that. You have to be able to say, okay, this is mine and I'm going to hold this until I really know, or really get to, like you said, don't jump into stuff so fast. We just give ourselves away too fast. And then we want to be mad, at people. Well, you just did not do what the Bible said. You wouldn't have been hurt if you had not trusted that person. Instead of trusting, you should have trusted God for whatever it is, So your heart is just what it is, and it's going to be broken more than one time. But like she said, we got the heart mender right here. That's what's supposed to ride with you all the time. So when something go wrong, you can't depend on man all the time. So who you supposed to depend on? God. And he do things that man can't do, because he go deeper than what a man can. Or when I say man, I mean humans.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Than we can do for each other.
Right.
We can only go so far. You down and out, I'm gonna help you for so long, and we're gonna get tired. But God don't get tired. He gonna especially when he see you trying. When he see you trying. And so all I say is just love God with your heart, with your whole heart, and he'll shield your heart. You know what I mean? He'll do that because that belongs to him.
And he'll even show you how to do it.
He'll show you. Yeah, but you got to be in tune.
Yeah.
You got to be in tune. That's why he said, walk in the Spirit, live in the Spirit. If you don't, you're going to miss a lot of things. And a lot of things, you're going to fall a lot of times because you're not seeing things in the Spirit. you start blaming people for what they say, you're not seeing in the spirit. You know, what we say, don't hate the sinner, but hate the sin. That's when you walking in the spirit because you ain't seeing that person no more. You seeing that spirit that got that person acting that way. So now I ain't gonna be mad at you. I'm just mad at the devil right now. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Okay.
about the heart.
Okay. Y'all hang on 1 second for me. I'm going to do something real quick. Because what I think... Okay. I'm going to do this in 2 parts. So I'm going to round this out. And then I'm going to introduce the other one. Introduce it like we would do another one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So... No, you're good. You can keep your phone out. You can put your phone up. This isn't cool or anything. Okay, I think that was that's all I got. That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. Okay. So, well, no, I want to ask one more question. Can I ask y'all one more question? Okay. So, you just said all that you said. So, I want to ask y'all this last question. What is something now that you would do differently in an actual relationship than you've done in the past?
For me, I say be more patient.
Okay.
Which seems like that was kind of like the catalyst for the entire conversation. So yeah, definitely would have exercised more patience in the past, for sure.
Okay.
I would say communicate effectively. Communicate.
Let me see.
Oh, I forgot.
What was
Cliff
I?
did everything right. So you have nothing
right.
I'm having a hard time trying to see something I need to change. No.
For real. Hey, speak your truth.
Maybe I need to. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to see what I do that would make somebody upset.
Mr. Upstanding. Perfect Cliff over here. Has some...
Maybe I need to quit being so perfect. Am I helping you out today?
Tell me something.
Cliff is 2 for 2. 2 for 2, man.
Ooh-wee.
I know you probably need to have put on the podcast questions.
Cliff, you mean to tell me you cannot think of one thing?
Maybe I could be more understanding.
Okay.
More understanding.
Okay.
Because I don't.
I don't feel like I believe you, but okay.
I'm being so serious.
Okay, so you haven't exercised much patience in the past. You haven't been.
Right. I have a bad problem with patience. Really have a bad problem. That's not even in relationships. I said the stoplight. I take all back roads because I don't want to stop at the stoplight.
Well, there you go. You found something.
Yes, that's it.
I take all back roads. I don't like traffic. I don't like people driving slow in front of me. I don't like people driving fast behind me.
Ooh, Lord,
Get me on a
fix it.
road where ain't nobody else there. Oh my God, I'm an introvert. Really.
Is that what an introvert is?
Yes, don't want to be around nobody.
No, you're just antisocial all the way around. Like, it's not even introversion anymore.
Right.
It's just you just don't like people.
Y'all don't think
you
so?
have
No.
social phobia. You just are something.
It's
I was such
something
a
else.
social. I was
You're
such
a
a.
loner.
I am. I was such a social butterfly.
What happened? We're not going to do a therapy session right now. Just something to think about.
Maybe because I was. I ain't gonna say that because y'all gonna think I'm so.
We already do. Go on, say it.
Maybe because when I was going out, is because I was performing. So I was there because I was the star.
I remember you said this.
I didn't like mingling. I would stay in the room till it's time for me to perform. But I didn't like, even now, if I go, I don't like going somewhere and I'm just.
And you're not the center of attention.
That's kind of true. That's bad, ain't it?
That is. That is so bad. That's terrible.
That is.
Ooh, you need to fix that. You need to work on that.
It's too late. I'm 52.
Maybe that's why you
It
don't
ain't
want to
too
be in a
late.
relationship. Because you want to be the center of attention and you can't be.
No, because when I'm in a relationship, I like to take care of you.
But
I like to be the one that's taking care of.
But does it really go back to what Dre said earlier? You're doing it for the other person, but it's really about you.
No, I've been kind of like this for a while, even as a child.
Ooh, Cliff.
And I've seemed to be the one that I'm gonna quit talking. You ain't taping this, are you?
Still on.
Well, then I'm through. We'll talk later, so you'll understand me better.
We gotta work that out.
We're gonna talk personally.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because I don't see it a problem for me though. I'm happy at peace.
If it whatever works for you,
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Whatever your life is for you, if it's fine, that's not my business. And I'm not concerned about you if you're all right. Maybe that's why I stay looking young, because I don't worry about people's business. That's your business. How you want to live,
That's
that's
what
you.
it be, my brother. That's what it be.
Ain't that it? Everybody trying to find out, well, I need some peace. Quit worrying about everybody else.
I feel
Right.
that. I totally feel. I'm in
Take all that stuff
space
off your cross. Folks done packed on your cross. Now they all right. Now you they done unloaded on you and you down heavy now.
Well, if I need to call you and unload on you, you better listen.
I'll listen. And I'm the perfect one to be listening to you, because guess what?
I'm not gonna.
Any secrets you got, guess why? I'm going to forget as soon as I hang up the phone.
I'm so like that. I feel that.
I will forget as soon as I hang up the phone. I say a prayer, Lord bless her, Jesus. And I'm going to bed. I ain't finna be. Listen, I've learned this. Whatever happened, God's will gonna be done, whatever. So that's my prayer, Lord, just let your will be done.
So you don't have any good advice or good wise counsel for me on this phone?
I would
When
on the
I
phone.
call you?
I would.
You gonna say, Lord, let your will be done?
When I hang up, and then I'm gonna delete everything you said in my head.
I feel that.
Brittany,
Yeah.
the Lord is working on you. That's all.
Yeah, honey, let it work. Go through. That's what they used to tell us at church when we was little. You going through? Go through, baby.
Okay.
They're teaching you to go through, because this ain't the first rodeo. You're going to have many more.
Amen.
So let that be your strength.
Amen.
You better hear me now. Y'all want to live in peace and be happy and free. And
Oh my gosh. Okay, Cliff. Like who? Okay, Cliff.
maybe I should get my own podcast. I don't know. What's yours? I need to get yours so I can tune in on you too. I will do that when we get off.
That's all good. Yeah. Support the podcast.
Yes.
Picture Dope podcast.
You got a podcast too?
Yes, sir.
Why I didn't know that? Because I don't be on social media.
Because y'all
Yeah.
put
I am
people
so
in
sorry.
business.
Oh my
And
God.
see, here's the thing. You need to abnegate some of this whole I don't want to be in people's business stuff and get in some people's business so you know what's going on.
See, because when you get in folks' business, guess what?
No.
They're
no
going to be getting in
excuses.
yours.
No excuses.
And I
Nobody's
want everybody
Nobody's
up-
gonna know that you found his podcast on Facebook. Like nobody's gonna know that you've been trolling. That's only for you to know, and
Well,
for your your phone history and all that stuff. You know,
Well, I
NASA or NSA,
Right.
not NASA, NSA. They'll know, but like not everybody else gonna know that you're in his business.
Well, no.
And then you can go listen to their podcast on Apple Podcasts, and nobody will even know. They won't even be checking for you, Cliff.
Well, that's good.
I said I was speaking
Because
truth.
honestly, yes, you want to speak it
I
to me.
know.
But here's the truth about me. Y'all want to hear it? Okay, let's move on. Because I don't care what nobody think. Say.
Bless you, brother. Bless you. I think we're at a good stopping point here.
Did you answer the question?
I didn't. Do I have to? I feel like
Do you know
the
the question anymore? Cause we didn't.
I do.
forgot what we was talking
I
about.
think I do. I think
What would you
something
do? What would you do different?
differently in relationships this go round. I'm like Cliff. I don't really feel like I have anything. No, I'm just playing. I'm not like no. I'm not
Yes,
like
you
that.
are.
No, I'm really
You
not.
just don't want to say yes, you are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I honestly, I would pray more. I would pray more for the person I'm with the person I'm with, over the person I'm with. Like I would, because prayer is not in action. Like people think that, but it's not in action. And so I would go to God about a lot of different things that may be tugging at me, versus feeling like I have to voice them. I have gotten better in the years about picking my battles wisely, because not everything deserves an audience and not everything deserves me saying something about it. But I do think that if I even just like consulted the Lord more and even consulted other people, because I tend to internalize a lot of stuff and try to think through it myself, because I'm just used to being able to pinpoint stuff and fix it and work it out, and things just, end up being okay. But I think that if I were to just solicit the advice of other people and just the wise counsel of other people, I think it would help to work through certain situations better. It kind of goes back to having people around you that you can lean on and that you can talk to, that can give you good wisdom, So yeah, that's what I would do differently. All right, y'all. I think that's it. Is that it? Is that a wrap? We good? You got anything else that you want to...
Teach me your way so I